ASA Classic coverage is brought to you by PSE Archery. All right, Darren, we are looking here at our senior pro standings. We got Michael Braden in the lead with a 421, Loren Lohr 419, Kevin Koch 418, Tony Tazza 414, and Tim Gillingham, the hammer, at 411.
This one is a little bit different than the last one. They were racing to see who we're going to finish third. Now we're racing to see who's going to win. This is a really tight scoreboard, and it should be very interesting, especially with Gillingham there in fifth. He can be crazy aggressive, a little bit borderline reckless, not afraid to shoot at 14s. Mike's only 10 points ahead of him with that 14 ring of play. Anything can happen.
All right, Michael Braden, as we mentioned earlier, he won Shooter of the Year, so only a 2-point lead. I mean, anything can happen out there, as you said. Obviously, he has the Shooter of the Year title no matter what, but I'm sure he wants to add the Classic win as well.
Oh, yeah, that double dipping weekend like Sharon just did, that's an amazing feeling to get that, and it doesn't happen a lot, and that opportunity doesn't happen as many times as you would like in your career. So Mike wants to capitalize on it, but those guys behind him, you know, Kevin Koch, he could win back-to-back here, so anything can happen. Yeah. We'll see.
Good point. All right, well, let's go out to Louis Holmes for our shooter introductions.
Okay, and now we have the most experienced archers, the senior pros, starting with Tim Gillingham, the hammer from Provo, Utah, shooting for Bowtech, a 411 with 12 bonus rings. Fourth place, Tony Tazza, shooting for Hoyt from Pennsylvania with a 414 with 9 bonus rings. And shooting for Matthews, Kevin Koch from Chili Coffee, Illinois, kind of a fun one to say. 418 to 11 bonus rings. And in second place, we have Loren Lohr from Michigan, shooting for Prime, a 419 with 17 bonus rings. And your current leader, Michael Braden from Keller, Texas, shooting for PSE, 421 with 16 bonus rings.
All right, Darren, same drill. We're going to go. Each archer's going to shoot at one of these targets. What I like about this is here's Loren Lohr. He is in the senior pro. He's been pro for 9 years. This is his first shoot down.
I was going to ask about that. I shot with Loren at a couple tournaments this year. Super nice guy. He's got a good shot, and when I saw him on the board yesterday, I was like, man, he's killing it. And then I saw his name on the final board here. I was like, he had a fantastic weekend. That's good. It's good to see him up there because I want to see good people succeed, and Loren's a super dude.
Absolutely. And, of course, as we mentioned, there is the hammer, Tim Gillingham.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Tim 14's his target. I think he gets the first two. If he gets this deer and gets that lynx, it's game on. Let's see what he does here. Good look at Tim there.
He's shooting the XL here. He went at it.
Oh, he's just left of it.
He had the yardage.
He won't like that.
There's Loren Lohr is shooting at the Aoudad, and I don't know if Loren called upper, but he got the upper.
He hit 17 bonus rings in regulation, so it wouldn't surprise me if he did.
Coming back here, Kevin Koch. Here's that over-the-shoulder shot there.
See how well his bow's tuned. Arrow's flying pretty good.
Looks nice. Just right for Kevin Koch on the javelina. Don Bailey's out there now checking the targets. He is on the links with Michael Braden.
That's a good start for Mike.
A 12.
That's what he wants. Let's see if Loren can keep pace if he called that upper. Just a 10, so he must not have. So Loren obviously overjudged that target a little bit. He's going to have to make an adjustment on his numbers here. Just to the right for Kevin there on that javelina.
As we mentioned, Kevin Koch, he won our last event in Coleman, Alabama, so he's back in the hunt again.
Yeah, he's far from out of it.
Now here we have Hoyt Pro Tony Tazza. We haven't seen Tony since Foley, since the very first tournament. He's been staying at home. good to see him back out and in the shoot down.
He's always a good shooter, good person, good chance to win at every tournament.
Tim Gillingham takes an 8. Goes him to 419.
You can bet the farm that Gillingham will shoot at the 14 on this links.
Yeah.
It is going to happen.
There's Tony Tazza. He runs an archery shop in Pennsylvania. Longtime Hoyt rep. Everybody knows Tony out here.
Tony owns a shop.
Yep.
Is it Johnstown, PA, where his shop
Johnstown,
is?
Yep, that is correct.
He's helping archers and bow hunters in the Northeast get set up and do their things.
Loren Lohr shooting. Get a good look at him.
Loren's got a good shot.
He sure looks comfortable for his first shoot down ever.
He judged well this weekend too. Hats off to Loren.
Hold there. I think he was.
If he shot that.
Tony just went for the 14 and hit it. Tony Tazza on that large deer.
That'll help his cause.
Here's Michael Braden at the
Good
All
look
Dad.
at Mike.
That looks like a nice center 10 there. Yep, right in the middle.
Perfect.
All right, let's see what the hammer did here. He went for it.
14.
You called it.
He's liable to go with this Audad next too. It's a little longer, but he needs it.
So this is Michael Braden on the Audad. That's a center 10.
I believe Lawrence. Yeah, the good look there. That's Loren Lohr's there. He smashed that 12
he got
on
it.
that javelina.
Whatever issue he had on the previous target, he fixed.
He fixed it quick.
12.
That takes the pressure off. Got that bonus ring out there in the shoot down.
Long Wolverine for Kevin Koch. That's a 10.
10. Always good on that. Anytime you can get a 10 on that, you just run to the next target.
And here's Tony Tazza on this deer. Crowd's going to give a big cheer when they turn this 14 around. 14. Yes.
Good for Tony. So Kevin's going to have to hit some rings here. Tony jumped up in there. Well, he's tied with Kevin now.
Yep.
Tim's only 5 points out of third right now, so it's far from over.
I like to see these guys. We had a shot there of Michael Braden looking through the back of his binoculars to see his sight tape. That helps him magnify it.
I've said it before. The struggle is real. Yeah. At 50 plus, if you've got good vision, you're blessed. You're lucky.
Yes, we should mention senior pro. What that means is these guys are all 50 and over.
Mm-hmm. Good look at Mike right there. He's got such a great shot routine. Does everything super consistent.
Just nothing moving.
He works hard on his shot.
He does. There's another one of Loren.
Good
on
shot,
the
Loren.
Loren Lohr on the long Wolverine. Takes a center 10.
Loren's going to be disappointed season's over because he's got this figured out right now.
Here's Kevin Koch. Replay of his shot.
They scared him.
That deer, yeah. Just right.
I don't know what he got or how he did it, but Gillingham did shoot the 14 on that Audad. So.
Tony Tazza takes an 8 on the links.
Oh,
he was just wide.
He's not going to like that.
No, that's for Tim. That's
perfect yardage and 3 inches to the right.
And so that's the gamble with going for that 14. The 5 is right there.
The risk reward, and unfortunately it didn't pay off that time. That's a good shot on that javelina, just getting a 10 but scared that 12.
That's Michael Braden on the javelina. Takes a 10.
Mm-hmm. Kevin's already shot the Wolverine. Mike's going to move to the Wolverine.
Here comes Loren Lohr on the Wolverine. He takes a 10.
Pretty sure Braden will take a 10 on that and be happy as well.
Now we're coming over to Kevin Koch. Boy, that looks like a good, that's going to be close to that. Oh,
just to the right.
Just missed it.
This is the pivotal target for Michael Braden here. 2-point lead, on the toughest target out there. If he gets a 10 here, he'll get a 10 or 12 on the final target there, and then we'll have a 6th and final arrow for 3 or 4 guys. It'll be interesting here.
You see that multicolored bow that Michael has there, and I've heard people call it Skittles and a rainbow. I've heard all kinds of descriptions for the color of that bow.
Maybe psychedelic.
But he was changing bows yesterday because he wasn't sure what he wanted to do. Switching bows back and forth, couldn't find what he wanted to shoot. He came back to this one. He calls this one Old Faithful, and it apparently was the right decision.
He's shooting it well.
Look at that stabilizer end, hardly moves at all.
Good 10.
That's a
That's
10.
probably right where he was aiming, center 10 on that thing.
Loren Lohr on the large deer.
Another center 10
10.
as well. I think Tim shot at the 14 on the javelina. He
Probably
figures
did.
he's all in now. He's got to go for it. Good look at Kevin.
Koch there. And he was on the links and he got that one.
I think Kevin's shooting a 4-fletched arrow. Gillingham may have started that trend. He knows arrows as well as anybody, and they see how well he shoots them 4-fletched, so a lot of people are doing it. Good 12 for
Right,
Kevin.
Kevin Koch. It is pronounced Cook, I should mention. I asked him, and that's how he pronounced it. Tony Tazza on the Audad with a 10. Moves him to 456. Here we come to Tim Gillingham.
Oh, he's so close.
Man.
That thing is so little. They're going to probably get the light out on that. You can see it's that foam pulls. It is soft when the arrow goes in. It distorts that foam, but that line has to touch that arrow for it to get the higher value. I'm going to say it's an 8.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yep.
It's just out.
Just out.
Super close. Well, he sure tried.
He did.
He sure tried.
So now we're coming around to Michael Braden with that 10 we expected on the long Wolverine.
This is going to be interesting still. 1 arrow in regulation to go here.
Loren
Anybody
Lohr.
within 10 points of the leader is going to get to shoot a 6th arrow. 10 there for Loren.
All right, yeah, so we have Michael Braden at 463, Loren Lohr 461, Kevin Koch 460, and then not out of it, Tony Tazza 456. He's still within that 10 points. Tim Gillingham at 446.
Tony's calling upper on that javelina. Mike with a 2-point lead. Mike could really help his cause here.
Yeah, this is
with a 12 with a bonus ring, because if we shoot the 6th arrow, guys will probably be gunning to that 14 to put the pressure on him.
long hole.
Just
Wow,
right of
just
it.
to the right.
Good 10. He didn't give anything up there.
It's Loren Lohr.
Loren could really use a 14 here. He went at the 12 and got a 10.
There's the hammer, Tim Gillingham. He's got a lot going on with gloves and blinders.
And I think he 14
he
the
got
hardest,
it. The
hardest
hardest
target out there. You gotta love it.
Loren Lohr with a 10 on the links. Moves him to 471. Next up is Kevin Koch on this Audad.
That's going to change things a little bit.
Yeah. He's not too happy with that.
An 8.
Nope, shaking his head. He didn't like that.
He was aiming aggressive at that, I'm sure.
Next, Tony Tazza on the javelina. He's going to take a 10 as well. And now, here we go. He can do incredible things with a bow and arrow. That's just
He's
it.
awesome.
14. Thumbs up from Tim.
He's shaking his head. He knows he was so close to making a big run right there, and he was.
And our leader, Michael Braden, he took that 10 for a 473.
It's not over.
Not over.
Michael. They're going to have to hit some rings to put the pressure on Mike.
Yeah. So we're going to go to our 6th arrow. We haven't seen that yet, Darren. Tell us what's going to happen and what they're going to do out there.
They're going to either set a new target, which would be a 6th target, and then Don will pick somewhere on the floor for them to shoot. They'll give everybody 1 minute to judge it, and then whoever's in, it's going to be Tony Tazza is going to be shooting first because he's in 4th right now. Kevin Koch will shoot next. Then Loren will shoot. Then the leader, Michael Braden, will shoot. Well, Michael will get to see what he needs to do based on what everybody else does in front of him. So it looks like they're bringing out a stand and maybe bring out a Blesbach, which is a dark target. So you won't be able to see detail. The 14 won't be able. It's not going to be easy to see. But I assume these guys are going to have to go for it. And they may not, if they're wanting to wrap up a podium position and a pretty good payday, they may not get too risky, but we'll see.
Yeah, we should mention podiums, the manufacturers of the various equipment, they pay out contingencies for 1st, 2nd, 3rd.
Yes.
So, I mean, this is what a lot of these guys do for a living, or at least part of their living. So they want to get it.
Yeah, for sure. And it's, the difference between 3rd and 1st is several $1,000s from manufacturers too. So they want to make good business decisions here. But also you want to give yourself a chance to win. You don't want to drive home or fly home and go, man, I wish I would have. That's the worst feeling in the world.
You're setting up the target there.
You can see Ken doesn't normally set the ranges.
That's a sliding base there that they're with basically something like rebar on the bottom that slides up into a pipe.
It's a piece of half-inch conduit up in that leg, and sometimes they'll get foam in there, and you won't be able to get the leg in there. Ken's smiling. Took 2 people to do that.
And it was caught on camera. So. So now our archers are judging. You can see Michael out there looking.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see those glasses in his shirt. He was shooting with those on this weekend. He said that was new for him. He's having some vision issues, but in this shoot down here, he has not shot with his glasses on. So something must have changed.
Interesting. This is a tricky distance too. Again, we don't know what this distance is, but it's farther than the Audad. It's not as far as the Wolverine. So I'm going to guess this is like a mid-40s target. 43, 44, 45, and that's just a guess. I don't know, but that doesn't make it easy to hit those bonus rings, especially the 14.
It looks like they put him in the shooter's box from the 3rd position. Tony Tazza is going to be up first here. Boy, if he can see that 14, I mean, he has nothing to lose.
I think they'll get close to it because they're just a few yards past the Audad. So if you can do some basic math there, good look there. You can see it's just past the Audad. So they're going to have an idea. They're going to be within a yard or 2, really close right here. So we may see a couple bonus rings. I think Tony shoots aggressive at the 12 here. Nope.
Oh, and he got it. And folks, that is vintage Tony Tazza. He does this all the time in the shoot downs.
Way to prove me wrong, Tony.
Unbelievable.
Good shot.
5. Mike Tyrell called out 5.
Well,
there it is.
Everybody that follows him now, that changed their mind because they have to hit a bonus ring. That's a 70. That's a 480 for Tony right now. So Kevin has to shoot a 12 to tie him. If he wants to have a chance at getting 2nd, he needs to shoot the 14.
Kevin's shooting in his bare socks there. I guess he just felt that's the way to go. I didn't notice if he did that through the whole shoot down, but he is now.
Yeah. Shoeless Joe Jackson up there. I think he has to go with the 14 here. A 10 will do him no good. That puts him at 78. Then Loren would just need 7 points to beat him on bonus rings. They'd be tied with a 7, which doesn't happen. He would just need an 8 to take it. I think Kevin has to go with the 14. He did.
Oh, just missed it.
Going to catch the 8 line there. So that will likely take Kevin off the podium.
Yeah.
Good decision, though. I think that's what he had to do there.
Waiting for Don and Ken to go out there and make the official call, but it seems destined at this point. Well, breaking out the light. That's going to be a choice between either an 8 or a 5.
I believe
so
it's an 8.
yeah,
It is.
That's an 8.
So that puts him at 76.
76.
So Loren needs a 5 to take second right now with Mike left to shoot. A 10 will put him at 81, which will put him ahead of Tony. Then Mike would just need an 8 to tie, and we'd shoot another arrow. So it looks like unless Loren shoots a 14 here, Michael Braden's probably going to have to shoot a center 10 to win this. Loren needs a bonus ring to put some pressure on Mike here.
He can go for that 14 because
He sure
if he takes a
can.
5, he's still going to get second on
Yep.
bonus rings. He has more. And Kevin Koch. Loren Lohr settling in.
Shot a 10.
10.
He'll finish with an 81. So Michael Braden will lay that pin right in the middle of that 10 ring and do one of those super strong shots that he does.
So there's a look at Loren Lohr. Hey, let's talk about that. Taking second place for your first pro shoot down.
Nothing
That's
wrong
not
with
bad.
that. Nothing wrong with that. He made good decisions. He judged the targets good. And he shot his bow pretty stinking good this weekend. Bravo, Loren.
Congratulations to Loren Lohr. He's going to take home second. There's Tony. Tony's got third locked up.
Mike needs a 10, an 8 here, and we'll shoot another arrow. If he shoots a 10, it's game over.
I think they're trying to coax him into going for that 14.
When you have to have it, the 10 ring's not as big as you think it is. So, but I think as good as Mike holds, you see he does the same thing every time. He'll make a strong shot here and put that pin right in the middle of that 10 and probably be your champion. Good enough.
There you go.
Good shot, Michael B.
So, as we mentioned, Michael Braden.
Another
ASA,
double dipper.
Yeah, ASA Classic champ and Senior Pro Shooter of the Year. Good season for Michael. It's funny when you talk to him, you always think that he's not in it at all because he's, oh man, it's a tough weekend. I'm not seeing numbers. He comes out on top.
Yeah, yeah. And I follow Mike on social media. He's a hard worker. He's always out there sweating, working, you know, posting his 30-yard practice routine. And I know he says his numbers are a little bit off. Well, they weren't off too bad because he shot 21 up this weekend. That's strong. So we'll get to talk to Mike in a minute and, you know, find out a little bit more about what got him here this weekend.
He looks pretty comfortable as he comes over to our interview area. Let's see if he can hear us. Can you hear us, Michael?
I hear voices in my head.
What's up, Michael B?
Hey, guys.
Hey, double dipping on the contingency this weekend, huh?
Doing my best. You know, we missed a few months in between, so I'm trying to make up for lost time.
Yeah, and I know, you know, Sharon, Shooter of the Year, she won the Classic. You're Shooter of the Year, you just won the Classic. We follow you on social media. I know you work hard at this game. You know, do a lot of your little black square dot practice. You said your numbers weren't right, but you're looking at targets. I know you're out there busting your butt. How's it feel to get rewarded for all the hard work?
Man, it's awesome. Every one of them is special, no doubt. But, yeah, you know, there's no guarantee in this game. You can put in 80 hours a week, and there's no guarantee you're going to get a check. So you do the best you can and give it all you got, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, well, man, congratulations. Great weekend. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, Michael Braden, 2020 Shooter of the Year and ASA Classic champ. Folks, we're going to take a break, and then we're coming back to Open Pro. We're going to get to see the big guns shooting it down here at the ASA Classic here in Foley, Alabama. So we'll be right back.
Announcing the new patent-pending Carboflex Stabilizers. A biocomposite blend of carbon and flax. Flax plant yields a natural fiber with very advanced properties. Flax offers 3 times the vibration dampening of glass and 20% more than carbon. Natural composites are up to 15% lower weight than carbon fiber. True Ball Excel. We make archery better.
If you're punching the clock between punching tags, chances are you know a thing or two about hard work. Because when you put in the time, you better get your money's worth. Boom! A new Hoyt Nitrix. This thing is tough as nails, and at 4.1 pounds, it's lighter than most Chihuahuas. And oh yeah, it also slings in air at 333 feet per second. It never gives an inch. It'll go against anything, Cape buffalo, white-tailed deer, elk, or snapping turtle, it don't matter. You want a bow you can drag through the mud and trust in your tree stand come bow season? This is your freezer filling, tag punching, season saving, all around go-to bow. And only your Hoyt dealers got it. This is the Hoyt Nitrix.
One chance, one moment, one shot.